Hey guys, we are back in the game. We are mixing, composing today. Another track of mine called Angels. Let's switch the window, and it's again part of the new album called Emotive trailer I composed together, recorded together with Joni Fuller from the UK. Yeah, I've imported already all kind of live strings, and by the way, this time we got live vocals by Joni Fuller, and I'm gonna show you some tricks how I treat vocals on that. But kind of like we have the same process we did before. Okay, I'm gonna play you the whole track I composed and send to Joni Fuller as it is right now, only with MIDI. And then we check what Joni Fuller did in terms of live strings and vocals on top of that. So that's really a great collaboration. I'm really eager getting that album out. Getting it mixed this week and delivered then next week. And then let's hope for a release in kind of like August, beginning August, mid-August, something, okay? Let's take a listen to the track Angels. Pretty nice track. I almost forgot what I wrote 1 month ago. By the way, if you want to see how I compose that kind of stuff, go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Maas, and join the virtual assistant tier. On this kind of tier, I gonna compose all those kind of things live, okay? So you can see the whole process, how I compose the track, how I sketched it out, like mostly in 4 hours or something. Most of my sketches are done in 4 hours. But nevertheless, let's check what Johnny Fuller did in terms of live strings. And we start again by categories of strings, okay? We start with cellos. Better said, let me group them together, the cellos, and then see what is happening when in terms with the strings, okay? So we do some kind of boring organizing things again, okay? Let's group violins together. Yeah, let's get them into a folder. Violin. We have violas here also. And here we forgot the violin long, the second one, okay. Let's go for there. I think the viola starts first. Let's unmute that so we can check that better, okay. What we do next is we take out unnecessary silence so we can see what is going on when. Again, I'm a fan of visualization, so that's the reason I take this extra step, because I got a feeling, maybe I'm misleading myself, but I got the feeling it's making my music better. I don't know why, but yeah, we have to go with our feelings here. So I'm cutting out unnecessary silence to get a better visualization of what is going on when. Just be careful if you do that, when you do that, that you don't cut out music, because that's what you need later. Music in there, okay. So let's go. Let's take that out. What's silence? Boom, boom, boom. Almost done. Okay, now we can see the spots, what's happening when, okay? And we can see vocals. Let me put it into a folder. Oh, I thought, okay. Cubase didn't crush, thank you. I put them now on top. 2 choirs. As you can see, I have choirs here. A women choir, okay. And Johnny is starting with vocals here, it looks like. And she's starting with the viola. And she's starting with the violin here. Okay. So what we do right now, let's mute everything else and just start with the intro. Okay. Let's do that. And let me do the groups we have here. Let me check where it is. Where do we have groups? Here we have a string group. Let me put it to 0. So we have a good loudness here already going on. Anywhere here we had vocals. Here we go. Here's a vocal group. Put it to 0. So you can see I already got things going on my groups. And I've sent those strings and vocals. The strings to a string group, the vocals to a vocal group. And I mostly got the same going on in my groups. Vocals, I got the Cubase Vintage compressor going on. It's leveling everything. A CLA waves, vocal stereo face-to-face preset. And the Valhalla Shimmer, okay? And on the strings, there's mostly Neutron 3 lyrical lift, solo violin lyrical lift. It's taking out, you know, low noise, putting up the mids a bit, and the Valhalla Shimmer again. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so we are just treating right now the intro, okay? With the viola melody, with the violin riff. And by the way, I also gonna mute the vocals for now, okay? Let's just go for now with the strings, I would say, and save up the vocals for the end then. Let's do that. Always the same step. I put the viola to the right side, 5%, okay. Violin width to the left side, something between 20 and 40. And let's level them again in. Nice one. Thank you, Yannick. So, we go on with the strings, okay? We are taking now the cello low, this one. Move it up and tweet it. It's usually very beefy. You can see that from the loudness in the wave file. Here's a lot of things going on, okay? So I would say let's level that in. Yes, you can hear it's making that low cut in the mix. It's always center for me, even if cellos are sitting on the right side, but this very low cello is sitting for me in the center like a bass string or something. Let's check what she did with the cello riff here. Might be too much maybe. So we take it out. I got a feeling that the intro is working already pretty well without anything else. Okay, when you watch the stream the last few days, I'm gonna add on that in between cello melody line a delay, kind of slap delay. Slap. And we probably go for 40 notes, 50% feedback. Yeah, 8 note feedback delay is totally enough for that. Let's start again from the beginning and level that from the loudness in that cello width. Nice cello riff. Maybe we take out the first half and just introduce it the second half here, but that's something we have to decide a little bit later. We go on with what's going on here at the same time. The violin melody I'm playing with MIDI, she's playing here as well live, which gonna be awesome later. But we go with a viola riff and it looks like a staccato thing if you look closely to the wave file. And again, could be too much, just a feeling, even without hearing that. But let's see and hear what's going on there. I love that, but I just won't bring it directly from the beginning. I wanna bring it to the middle, you know, introduce slowly bit for bit. So I'm gonna fade it in. Nice one. Making a great cock. Yannick was asking, how do you manage to collab with string players? Are they just doing whatever they feel like, or did you come up with parts? I did before MIDI, MIDI strings, etc. But a collaboration is always like a process of both people involved, you know? So my inner feeling with stuff like that is I don't want to limit my collaborators to what I did. I want to have their input. I want to have their feeling. I want to have their emotions in my tracks, okay? And later, that's gonna be something totally different because you got the feelings, the experience, and all those kind of things of those people involved into your music, you know? And, but mostly you do that with those people 50-50, but those collaborations are not about money, it's about making great music, okay? So mostly 99%, I wanna have them doing something else what I did, which is their interpretation of my music. Okay, I want to have something on top for sure. When I'm recording like an orchestral piece, and I just want to have it recorded by a live orchestra, they are playing everything by MIDI and by score. But this is a collaboration album with Johnny Fuller and myself. So she recorded things I did with MIDI. I've sent her MIDI, and she's recording her own things on top to have a collaboration going on. Okay, hope that makes sense. We got violas now in. We go for the second violin riff here. Not sure if we need it, but let's check that again. Just let's play it back solo and then see. Only strings now. Sometimes it helps when you just play back only parts, okay? Like groups together. Okay, the strings alone, only on groups, sounds perfect already. Thank you for the nice comment. You can find my music on Apple Music. Just type in Michael Maas, Maas, M-A-A-S. Okay, and you can find my music there. And Yannick, yeah, on this project, I split everything 50-50 because it's a collaboration process, okay? When you do collaborations, always do 50-50. Otherwise, you get into unnecessary discussions, okay? That doesn't make sense on a creative process. Let's go on with the track. Let's listen now to everything, the strings and the MIDI together. There was a strange noise at the very ending. I think it's coming from the violin riff. Smoother right now. Okay. Now we're getting again to the exciting part. We are coming to the violin melody that do do do. By the way, that's what I wrote before. Let's check how Joni translated that. I'm pretty sure she did it one-to-one what I did here. Let's go. Nice melody. Let's play that all together. MIDI and live strings. Really nice. Let's go to the middle part. We go on with cello shorts here. Let's play them back solo again. We pan them to the right side. Like 40%. Taking out some highs. Getting a bit more of reverb on top of that to make it smoother. Nice. And playing back everything again, MIDI and those live strings. Nice. We're taking in the violin melody, the live one. I'm gonna copy paste that channel because I have intro violins here as well, and they are usually not that loud like they would be right now. So I copy paste that channel and can control now that violin alone in the middle, violin long middle, let's call it like that, and see how we have to dial that into the mix, okay? Probably not bringing that violin melody in directly from the start, but fading that in slowly, okay? Let's check that. Nice epic ending. We don't even have everything in there from live strings. As you can see, we have so much going on here still. Next one, violin shorts. Same feeling. We probably gonna fade them in. What I can tell you already is they have to sit a little bit on the left, like something like 35% of violin shorts, and probably a little lift on the high EQ, taking out low EQ. We don't need low EQ in violins, just noise. And just a little bit of reverb on top of them to make them smoother. Let's check them how they sound only grouped to strings. Okay. makes sense. That's staccato line. But we fade it in, as you can see. So we are slowly bringing in more and more to have a credible build, okay? Having everything at the same time always coming in is not good for the usual listener, you know? So let's check that with MIDI and audio together. Yeah, so as you can see in here, when we solo groups and play them back, it doesn't mean that it has the accurate loudness you need later in the full mix with all the other instruments. So we had to dial those short strings a little bit up, the violins. Yeah, it totally makes sense because you have much more going on. Yannick was asking, yeah, it's Medusa drums, exactly. For those epic rock drum kits, I always use Medusa drums from, what is the library called? I can't remember anymore, but it's Medusa drums, definitely. Mick Burns, thank you. I like them as well. Yeah, I was out for a long time, no streams anymore because I was pretty busy. I'm still, but I decided to go a little bit more live now. At least the next few days. Let's see how it is after that, okay? So we have violins up still here going on. So still some shorts, more shorts. Let's check how they sound in the context of string groups only. And if we need them. Yeah, they're making that second cut. Usually I would sit them beneath or beside those staccato violins we got already in there. But I want to have a nice stereo speed, so I pan them 25% to the right side. So there are no effective rules and those kind of things. It has to sound great, you know. So, and that stereo speed is making a nice stereo image later if you have those strings playing left, right. And it's much more better for the mix later instead of having all the violins only on the left side and cellos on the right side, because we don't have cellos here going on playing this kind of staccato line, you know. So that's the reason we want to have those second arp line from the violins on the right side. Let's play them back again in the full context of the strings and level them in. And MIDI, by the way. nice. I love that. Has a pretty nice epic feeling. Less strings we're gonna dial in. The violin long second one. Again, we just played it back by only strings right now and check what it's doing. I think it's adding that top line on top, you know. Nice line. I have to pan them almost totally to the left because we're gonna have vocals going on here in that part, which are putting everything up from the feeling and from the epicness, etc. And they have to sit definitely in the middle because they are pushing that later, okay? If I wouldn't have vocals here, I would put that pretty nice final violin melody to the middle, but we have vocals, so therefore I put it almost to the left side. Let's listen back to that in the context of MIDI and audio again to dial that in accurately. Okay, let's do. Ooh, guys, that's making me goosebumps. That's pretty amazing stuff. Yeah, we have strings in. All strings are dialed in again, okay? And we are getting now pretty exciting. We get vocals. Okay, so let's start with the intro vocals here and see what she's doing, okay? Vocals long, later vocals long, vocals short. Probably. No, I'm pretty sure I know already that we need that. I'm gonna duplicate a channel. So I'm gonna mark that vocals end because they have to sit differently in a mix as those intro vocals usually. Okay. Intro vocals, I put a pretty bright reverb on top, Valhalla Shimmer, 40%, because they're usually more ambient. The end vocals are sitting usually, I like to say usually, in the middle, mono. Okay, so they're making a bigger cut in the mix with all the other instruments. At the beginning, we don't have much going on, but in the end, we have so much going on, so they have to sit mono or pretty loud stereo, which is nowadays pop-like, okay? But I think mono is okay. Let's dial in those vocal lines here at the start. Pretty nice. Much going on here. So the viola melody, this one here, probably we'll bring it later because we're making the vocals now more attention than, you know, all the other strings coming in here. So that's the decision we have now to do. Do we give a spot the viola melody here or the vocals? I would say the vocals. They are always shining more than everything else, okay? So probably we're taking out from that line the half at the beginning. Faded the two string lines here, viola melody, violin with, into the half. So we still have them in there, but they're coming slowly in, you know, not directly from the start. So always new decisions to make when you bring in new instruments, where to focus on. We don't want to have everything making attention at the same time. That's too much then, okay? Do it slowly. Pretty nice. I level those vocals in with a wave file. As you can see, I take them down to have different loudnesses with each articulation here. First one, not that loud. Second one, a little bit louder. Third one, louder. And I don't want to automate something, so I do that in the audio file, okay, in the wave file. Let's start again from the start and check how it sounds. I like that. Everything is coming in bit for bit, you know, not everything at the same time. And that's the way it has to be. I mean, it's always different from track to track, but usually that kind of strategy works here, okay? So we go now for the middle part and end part, and we try to dial in now the final vocal here, this one, which is now mono in the middle. Let's check if it works. So if we have to add some stereo speed to make it better audible in the whole mix, okay? Let's go. Works perfectly. The vocal doesn't have to be that loud. We just want to have it swimming with everything else in the background, but still that little bit more on top, like +1 dB on top than everything else, but not too loud. We don't do here like a vocal trailer album or something, you know? It has to be with the mix, but sitting just a little bit on top of the mix. So I dialed it now back -16 dB, by the way. But it's still very great audible in the mix. So let's get it again from the beginning. I'm not only playing back this part because I want to have the context of the track with the vocal, you know? So let's play it back again. So we're doing a pretty nice vocal trick here. I don't just want to have sitting, I want to have sitting the vocal in the middle in the mix, but I want to have it ping pong playing to the left, to the right, middle, middle left, middle, middle right. So therefore I'm using a shuffled ping pong delay on that, okay? So let's play it back right now, only the vocal. And as you can see here, the meter, it's going like left, right, left, right. It has a very nice Lana Del Rey effect anyhow. I don't know. But again, it sounds great solo. But how does it sound in the mix? Okay, let's start again from the part before and decide it. Very nice effect. I would keep it like that. We have something else in there. I know exactly what it is without listening to that. It's vocal steps. Something like that, you know. She likes to do that and it really fits great to that kind of album context. But I want to have it. I want to have it not ping pong delay. I want to have it panning to the left and the right because the main vocal is sitting now in the middle and ping pong delay to the left to the right, but still sitting in the middle. But the vocal shorts I want to have left, right, left, right. I don't want to have them in the middle because the main vocal is in there. So therefore, I'm adding that auto pan to it. Okay, so let's play them both together and check what they're doing. Only the vocal. Sounds a little bit detuned, but in the whole mix with everything together, you won't recognize it. It's gonna sound more human then, okay? Let's check how it sounds now with everything together again. Vocal in the middle and auto pan, vocal shorts left, right, left, right. Question by Michel Hobble. Let me check. Oh, I don't think so. They're not playing at the same time. Ping pong is always like, you know, back, forth, and we still have it in the middle. And it's a different articulation. So if you would sing exactly the same in that auto pan channel as she's singing in the main vocal, then you would be right. But because she's singing different kind of things and even singing lower beneath that main vocal. You know, the main vocal is top high, you know, like an octave or two higher. And that auto pan vocal left, right is singing very low. So it's not phasing each other. It's playing together with each other. And if it would phase, you could simply turn the phase here, okay, in your EQ. 180 degrees. But because they're singing different articulations, different octaves, usually that's not generating any problems here. Let's check how it sounds in a total mix. Sounds beautiful, you don't hear anything phasing. And as you probably know, I'm not a fan of bringing everything together at the same time. So the main vocal and that kind of autopan left-right vocal. So therefore, I'm fading that in again to the second half. So it's still there at the beginning, but slowly coming into everything else, okay? And we still have a build to the very ending second line then here. By the way, that's fixing most of your mixes by not bringing in everything at the same time, slowly bringing in bit for bit, okay? So I would say we listen again to the whole track, not just parts, and then we do fast decisions again, what we take out, what we bring in, if maybe too much is in there right now, and we're gonna sparse something out from the beginning, maybe. Let's see that, okay? Let's go. That almost reminds me of something Florence and the Machine did, you know, that kind of indie epic nice vibe with vocals. We don't need that violin riff at the very ending. Diddle-oo, diddle-oo, diddle-oo. That's making too much attention. We just want to have those two strings, cello, viola, playing together. They're making a nice harmony together. Yeah, Yannick, the singer, is also the string player. It's called Google Joni Fuller. She's pretty active in the epic trailer world, scoring world, everything. She's just perfect. Those kind of things. She's also doing samples for Arcade from Output, I think, or did in the past. She's doing many, many things, and I worked since a long time with her together. Thanks, Michel. Yeah, it's coming everything slowly together. I would say let's have a listen again. I did some small tweaks, the strings and all the other things. You know, I just muted the guitar. We don't need here. This one, we don't need the guitar here. It's making just a bling plong sound, but without it. Giving that indie feeling, you know. You don't hear it in the full mix, but if I would mute that, you would hear that. Yeah, I would say let's have a listen again to everything and then decide what else to change or if we keep it like that and stop for today. Let's go. I have to say I like that a lot. Not every track I really, really like a lot. Some I really hate or think they are bad at the very end. I always decided the very, very ending, okay, what we do right now, we clean up a little bit that project with unnecessary files we don't need here. Okay, so like empty channels, we take that out. It helps a lot when you come back to the project like weeks or maybe months or years ago, later, later. So you don't have unnecessary empty channels in there and have to search for things, it's much, much clearer. Let me save. Not sure what Cubase is doing at the moment, but it took me too long to take that channel out here. And also, it saves CPU power if you have something on a channel going on you don't need, So let me take them out. So music is always something for me as well about the visualization, Therefore, also when I start to deliver that kind of things, I stem group stems out into audio, re-import them again into a fresh project, and then even rework on those stems then later. Okay, so this is not the final product at the very ending. It's gonna be the final product when I delivered all tracks, stemmed all tracks, and then decide again by track for track, 12 tracks on the album, what to change probably, because the whole album has to fit to each other, not just a single track has to be great. Every track has to be different to another one, Therefore, sometimes I do some arrangement tricks or start a track later or rearrange a little bit. So the track, the start from track A is not the same like the start from track B or C or something. Sometimes that happens on an album. So I rearrange a little bit later than sometimes. Yannick, that gonna be published by Mima Justament Music. It's an album I wrote for them, but that album was my idea. So it's coming for myself, but I don't gonna publish it by myself. And yeah, I would like to have an option. I think there's an option that you can hide at least all unneeded channels. But yeah, I didn't figure out that yet. Okay, I would say all channels are out. All unnecessary channels are erased, okay? Let's take a listen to the whole track again together. And then I even have to compose something else today. But it's something you could see in my Patreon course called Virtual Assistant when I'm live composing, okay? It's a track I'm gonna do for a US TV series. I'm working for a US TV series, but that's a secret one. I cannot tell you what kind of series that is. And yeah, let's take a listen to that again together. Okay, I made a mistake. I took out the vocal group. So I have to go back some steps. Here we go. It was thankfully just 2 steps. It happens sometimes. So let me take out just the channels here we don't need and keep the vocal group. And put the vocals into that vocal group. Like that. And take that vocal channel out, that vocal folder. Let's hope it's still connected. Let me check. Vocals are sent to vocals. Yeah, to the group. Let's go. That happens when you waste too much. Let's start again from start. yeah, guys, I think that track is perfect now. I'm gonna master that pretty fast with Ozone Master Assistant. I'm gonna show you that in another video, but it's a process of maybe 5 minutes. Ozone Master Assistant is pretty great in that kind of stuff. If you like what I did, hit subscribe on my channel, share the story here, share the video to your friends, to your guys, etc. Leave me a like on the video, leave some comments. I'm happy to answer them when I got the time back. If you would like to see me live composing something like that, you can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Maas, and that tier is called Virtual Assistant, and we go live like that, but on secret links. So you haven't seen how I composed that. It was already composed by myself a month ago, but I'm gonna compose 2 epic pop vocal trailer tracks for Universal Production Music in mid of July. So when you join the Virtual Assistant Patreon tier, you're gonna see how I compose that from start to end, and how I dial in the vocals by my brain is out of power by Silvia Navajo is her name. I'm very sorry. The name of her is Silvia Navajo, and she's gonna sing on those vocal epic trailer tracks for my tracks on Universal Production Music. Yeah, so guys, hope you had fun. Hope to see you soon again. I'm gonna finish the album tomorrow, and I'm gonna go live again for free tomorrow around the same time, 11, 12 German time, latest 1 p.m. German time. It really depends how I get sleep at night. And yeah, take care. Hope to see you soon. Thanks for all the questions in between, for all the people here. You could always rewatch that video, gonna be on YouTube. And yeah, was amazing having you. And yeah, take care. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.